Hello, everybody, and welcome to the program today, Do We Really Know Them? It's an exciting episode. We have a guy from the Czech Republic, and let me just show you his YouTube channel. I came across him, and he's a fabulous, wonderful person. And some things that are intriguing that we're going to talk about. He has a sleeping man in a blue shirt. This is the gentleman that we're going to be talking to. And he has some interesting uh, videos and a lot of interesting things that we talked to. I was on his program as well. We'll talk about this and we're going to get to really know him. Let me go ahead and play the intro as we get started with our guest. See you in about a minute.
Show number 35.
My name is Michael Rada. I'm human.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in our wonderful guest, Michael Rada from the Czech Republic. 3, 2, 1. Ready or not? Welcome to the stage.
Thank you for having me, Omar. Thank you. Greeting
Awesome.
from Czech Republic to everyone.
Welcome. How would you say your greetings in the Czech Republic, like a hello greeting?
If there is an evening, we say Dobrý večer.
Oh, that's actually similar to the Yugoslavian term, which is
yes, Yugoslavian. Russian will be similar, Croatian. So these are these East European languages generally.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, we don't know how similar we really are until we actually get to know the language and all that. And I'm so happy to have you on the program today, Michael Rada. You have been an inspirational person and a nice guy. And so I said, why not bring you on? I was on your program. It's for you to be on my show now. Okay, so do we get to really know Michael Rada? Are you getting ready to know yourself?
I am ready.
Okay, the first question is, okay, so if people don't know, the Czech Republic is there in Europe. It's by next to Poland, Germany, some other countries there. Hungary is a little bit, it's not bordering it. Austria, and then looks like Slovenia. So tell us, how was life growing there in the Czech Republic?
I have to correct it a little bit, the question, because I spent my life in Czechoslovakia or Czechoslovak Socialist Republic, because I was born in 1971. So it was a communist country. And at that time, Czech Republic and Slovak Republic has been one. They separated in 1992. So growing in a communist country was growing behind the Iron Curtain. So you cannot leave the country. You stay in the country. When we can go, it was only to the east, including East Germany. But it was nice childhood, you know. I didn't realize we are behind the curtain because I was a child. I can play outside. There was a lot of snow in winter. We have a lot of fun. Just in the education, I didn't know there exists something more than our country and the communists and the Soviet Union and so on. But I love reading books. So I spent a lot of life, a lot of time reading, and that was my space, my universe, I will say.
Amazing. Amazing. I'll lead to the other one. So when you read, do you read mostly American books, like books coming from America, or they're European-based books?
Generally, we have quite a limitation of books, so we cannot read too many books from the West. If there has been not books related, I don't know, for example, World War books, World War II books, and so on. I like history, I like science fiction, and these books has not been limited. But for example, if you would like to read about religions, it was not possible because these books has been banned. So I read a lot of from American authors in science fiction, Jules Verne, of course, and many others. And it was fascinating to read all these stories from all around the globe.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, let's move on to the next question. If you guys are watching, you can always comment and hear any questions to Mr. Radha here. Okay, next question. Let's go. Okay, which country did you visit the most recently, and did you have a good experience there?
Good question. The most recently, I visited Germany probably because Germany is our neighbor. From my place, it's about 1 hour drive. So I was there. I speak German as well, so the time was great. And I hope that there will be more countries soon to visit because I prepare a world tour with Industry 5.0 to celebrate the 10th anniversary. So the next big trip will hit me to Singapore. And I'm looking forward to.
That's it's funny how you mentioned the world tour because I did a world tour back in 2010 or 2024 in October, and that was an interesting one. So I started that trend and hope to go again this year. And so that's amazing. Good morning to Leslie, but also Leslie saying that I am muffled here. Am I muffled, Michael? Or
unfortunately, still a little bit. The sound is not clear.
That's unfortunate through the setup here, I think. But I would try to see if I can change it. I don't know what happened here. Maybe I can change to another mic real quick here. How about now? Is it better?
Little better, little better. There is all the time a little moment when it's better, but probably something with the microphone. I would like to greet Leslie. Hello, Leslie. Nice to see you. Happy to see you here in the chat or in the event. And I hope that you will like the event. So, you know, I am looking forward to meet you again every Wednesday and more than that. So there was the question how it was. Okay, Omar is back.
So let's try now. Is it better now?
Yes, it is better.
Awesome. Okay, appreciate that. Thank you. You were addressing Leslie as we were getting through these ones here. And okay, awesome. Leslie, good morning. Thank you for joining us. She's a fabulous person who was on my Zoom party. Okay, next question. What are the best foods or appetizers in the Czech Republic? Let's say I travel there this summer and I go there and I see you. Where would you take me?
You know, Czech Republic is one of very few countries in the world we can eat food with poppy seeds. And it's normally legal in here. Even the children like it. So I like one of the food. I don't know how to translate it. It made from potatoes, but it's very delicious. So I will recommend this. On the other hand, we are very famous for Czech dumplings. But to be honest, if you visit Czech Republic and you visit me, I will cook a special meal for you because I'm cooking here in the office. I'm cooking wasteless, so no waste at all. And every single time is a surprise. So I cannot tell you what it will be, but I'm sure you will like it.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, it's always good, especially when you have home cooked meals. Right? That's always the best type of food to have, and appreciate that. Yeah, that would be always good. And a lot of that food is similar to our food. You know, we eat potatoes a lot, meat. We don't like to have vegetables. We're not veggie people.
For me, for example, it was interesting. You asked me how I grew up. In Czech Republic, there was no broccoli when I was young. For the first time, I eat broccoli when I was an au pair in UK in 1990. So I was 22 or so. It was the first time I met broccoli, and it was.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. Until now, I love it. So I eat meat. I don't eat too much, but I eat meat because my body needs it. But to have a good broccoli or good pasta, it's delicious. I like rice and Chinese and Asian food as well.
So that's interesting why broccoli wasn't there. Is there a reason why? We'll get to that in a second, but I was going to mention about broccoli. For me, I did not like it as a child, but now I can eat it. I don't know what about it. It was kind of scary, but I tried it one day. I became more open. Maybe because I saw cartoons that they had a broccoli was a villain in a cartoon one time. That could be it. But why do you think broccoli wasn't available in your country?
It's generally imported broccoli, so it's I don't know where it came from, to be honest. So we don't usually, we have the, not broccoli, but we have another food which is looks similar, but is white. I don't know right now the name of this vegetable, but this is quite common here. So.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. But yeah, I don't know, something about the audio this time is not working. Very weird. It's a little bit better, I think, but something is up with the audio here. Oh well. That's not important because they want to hear you. You're the guest, not me. So, okay. All right. Who is your most difficult client you ever had? I'm sure you've had clients or people you've dealt with. Have you had any difficult clients?
I have clients generally from all over the globe, and the most difficult ones are those who hire you to change them and they resist to change. So they hire you just to pretend to change. And there it doesn't matter whether it came from Czech Republic or Spain or Portugal, it doesn't matter. If the person who hire you doesn't want to change, but still hire you to deliver the change, there will be a clash and battle. And to be honest, I don't need such a clash and battle. You know, it's about the will. It's not about the money, but all the time about the will. And because I change the world, I teach the people how to prevent the waste happen. Every single one must start with them. It's not with me. I'm just leading them the right way. And so these are the most difficult ones. But once they understood what the change will bring them, they will change.
Amazing, amazing.
But I will say, you know, you are sitting in the US. You know that recently the change of president, and there is a DOGE department led by Elon Musk.
Yeah.
DOGE department was started to generally fight wasting on the government level. I advised that in 2016 to Donald Trump to prevent wasting, but unfortunately, the issue with the current situation is that the DOGE, yes, they point out to some wasting, but they avoid to see themselves first. And that's the point which needs to be improved. Because when I started my work, I was the first one who need to change. I was the first one who changed. You know, I switched from a tie around my neck to boiler suit. I start to work not 8, but 12, 14 hours a day. I started to prevent waste happen myself. I started to cook wasteless and so on and so on. And that was the reason why I can change the others. Because they call me leader. I don't feel like a leader, but they follow me. But not a single one who needs election is a leader, because leaders don't need elections. But this is just a little extension to the question.
Exactly. Excellent point. Let's go ahead and continue. Okay. Leslie is saying here that 0 level of emotional intelligence occupies our government now. Absolutely true. But we don't want to go into politics. That's going to take it somewhere else. Okay. You mentioned, so on your profile, you know 6 languages, right?
Yeah.
Which one do you use the most and which do you find the hardest to learn? Can you name the 6? I believe it's, go ahead and name them.
generally, I speak Czech and Slovak. These languages, when I was a kid, it was one language. We have two languages, but we understand each other. We have to learn for 12 years Russian, so that was the third language. Then I started to learn. Generally, we do understand Polish language if we speak slow. In Yugoslavia, Croatia, it's very similar. But then I started to learn German and I started to learn English. Then I started to learn Spanish, Japanese, but never used these languages in real life, except of the Japanese one, which I was working for 5 years for the second largest Japanese corporation. So, but the most difficult one, it's quite interesting question because, you know, many people think that Czech language is very difficult. And I just wrote today an article for my podcast. And I find out that English has about 1 million words. This is official information. Usually the people speak about 500,000, but okay, I have found 1 million. But Czech language only 350,000. So it's a big difference. But you know, we have terms, which one term means many meanings, like the term země, 4 letters, Z-E-M-E, země. It means
chat box. I'll put it into the
Z, so the last letter in the alphabet, Z-E-M-E, Z-E-M-E, země. It sounds země. And what is interesting, in Czech language, it means soil, or it means country, or if you write it with a capital letter at the beginning, it means earth.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And if you separate the first 2 letters from the last 2 letters, it means from me.
Interesting.
And it is one word, you will say. But so I think that Czech language counts to difficult ones, but not because the number of words. The grammar is quite difficult, but it is difficult and beautiful at the same time because it hides so many things inside of the language. We read between the lines. As I said, I was born in a communist country. We have learned between the lines to read because you cannot write the truth on the lines. And I think that this is one of the hardest to learn. But for me to learn Japanese, it's easy when you start to learn the alphabets, but then when you came to the separate words, it starts to be hard.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, with respect to the words you said in terms of the Yugoslavian and Czech, how this is similar. Yeah. So a word could mean something else. It could mean more than one thing, and that works in other languages like Arabic, for example, and stuff like that. But amazing. So your language would say was Japanese, the most hardest one, right?
Japanese was hardest because I have learned the languages, Japanese, Spanish, and German. I learned as I have no teacher. So I learned by myself.
Wow.
And that was the difficult part when you came to the next step. That was difficult.
What's the Japanese word that you learned? And if you want to type it in there, let us put it in there. Was there a unique Japanese word that you learned that you found fascinating of its meaning? And you know, we probably need the Japanese translator or linguistic, but based on your studies, is there a Japanese word that you found interesting?
The Japanese was so interesting when I was in Japan for some business trip. It was so interesting because the Japanese are very visual people. So if I was in a meeting with a client and there was my Japanese colleague with me, he stopped to translate after a while because the other guy speaks Japanese, I speak English, and we understood each other because of the visual aspect. I have a good visualization. And then generally they stop translating. So I cannot say which word was the hardest one because I like the Japanese language because of the writing, because of the beauty of the writing. I like the beauty of the words, even the beauty of numbers. Not in. I like numbers not because of the value. I like numbers because of its visual aspect, which is strange, a little bit.
Amazing. And did they write from top to bottom, or bottom to the top in Japanese?
The Japanese write from top to bottom or from left to right, like in some Near East languages, Arabic and so on.
Interesting. Okay. If you were given a choice to eat a steak or a chicken sandwich, what would it be?
You know, broccoli probably, but probably the steak. I will eat the steak. I eat meat, as I said, not too much, not too frequent, but the last time I eat a steak was 5 or 6 years ago. But a chicken sandwich I ate 1 week ago. So probably a steak, if it's a good one.
All right. Okay, let's go on to the next. Okay, this is a question for everybody. If I would invent an item or idea to help mankind, what would it be?
You know, I live with it. So for me, it's Industry 5.0 and the methodology of systematic waste prevention. So this is what I invented. This is what I bring to the world. This is what was a Blue Ocean project 12 years ago, and it became the biggest industrial trend in a century. So I will teach the people to be humans again. And this is what I do.
Amazing. And we're going to get to that, to what you do. So the next question is, tell us about Industry 5.0. The last 5-6 minutes that we have, it's about 30-minute show. Tell us about how you started Industry 5.0, what it's all about. I know you said 10 years ago you started it, and you want people to be more human and more kind to each other and treat each other better. Tell us about this and how it started.
It started at one moment when I worked after almost 30 years in a companies, and I realized there is something wrong in the world, because not a single company in the world tried to prevent waste happen on industrial scale. They only manage the waste. And when I realized that, I was looking for some solution. It must be somewhere in the world, but it was nowhere. And if I am on this crossroad and there is a stop sign, I start to develop it. So I develop a methodology, I try it in factories, and I build it. And what is Industry 5.0? It can be quite clearly specified with very short definition. Industry 5.0 is the first industrial evolution ever led by man, by human, and it restores the connection between nature and human-made ecosystems. So it's not hunting for more machine, more money. No, it is to understand where we live, to understand who we are. And I don't speak here about titles like presidents and chairmen and managers. No, I speak here about being humans. And that's the most important part. And if we do understand it, and we understand that we are part of nature, we will understand what to do. You know, for me, there was from the very beginning only one role model in Industry 5.0. And it was not Elon Musk or anybody on the fortune ladder. No, it was nature. Because nature does not waste. For two reasons. One is the term waste was developed by humans, not by nature. And the second, nature does not waste because it utilizes everything what it has. If there is an apple tree, the apple tree don't care whether I pick up the apple or you do it, Omar, or whether it will fall down and turn to soil. Have you ever seen an apple tree with a business plan in their branch? No. Have you ever seen that there was a strike on the apple tree? No. It is working within the environment, and that's the beauty, you know. And there is one more thing, or many more, but one more which strikes me. we are hunting for more because the society and economy is built on making more. This is the way how we should work. And it should be never ending. It should be permanent growth up to whatever. But if you look outside of the window, and right now in your country is a day, in my country right now, starting the night, yeah. The day is time to grow. The night is time to degrow. And I have one question for you. There is a symbol, one symbol, which I think is the symbol of degrowth, which we can find in nature. Do you know what this symbol is? And the humans value it a lot of. Do you know what it is?
Water?
It's diamond.
Diamond, okay.
Yes, because diamond, if it will grow, it will never become diamond. It will become coal or whatever, carbon, but it will never be a diamond. But because it stopped growing, because it was put under the pressure and heat and whatever, it became the strongest material on the earth.
Yes.
And this is exactly what Industry 5.0 is, you know, is the value which is based on the growth, on humanity, of understanding you, me, Leslie, everyone here. And the great part about Industry 5.0 is that the waste prevention is not limited just to the physical waste, but we have 5 types of waste: physical, social, urban, process, and wasting of time. And all of these 5 you can prevent. And that's the beauty, because to prevent waste to happen, you don't need to invest anything. You don't need money, you don't need investors. You just need to switch here. And that's all.
Amazing, amazing. That's fabulous, absolutely, Michael. And we all need to go back and become human. And so those 5 traits that you mentioned, those are very much wasteful material, right? A lot of people do waste them, like you mentioned, especially the social, that, and then time these days are so much wasted in useless things. But if we can actually put ourselves together to have good conversations, to help the homeless population or help different things like that, we can put our heads together. So that this question also relates to the other one, to tell us about you. So 10 years ago you started it, and amazing, amazing. I appreciate you being on the show. We have just a couple more minutes here. Your closing remarks and what you would like to tell the humans in the world. And before that, but you mentioned humans. What does being human actually mean? Does it actually mean to care, to go out for your fellow human? What does that mean in your mind when you say human?
It's human means to be who we are, to live right now, right here, to understand that we are not different than the others who are living on the earth, and not speaking only about the human beings. But because we are almost at the end, let me wish to everyone something. I would like to wish everybody who is listening, have a nice time, free of waste and wasting in all its forms. Stay safe, be free, and be human. And I'm sure everybody who does not know what does it mean or who is responsible for his or her future can find out what does it mean to be human when they go to the bathroom and look in the mirror. Because this is where they will find a human.
Amazing, amazing. And Leslie has a question. Yeah, we can go over a few seconds. I don't mind. Michael, the 6 a.m. my time, Wednesdays off LinkedIn. Very interesting dialogue. Let me know if you want to attend. So she's inviting you to her show.
It was a pleasure to be with you, and I hope we will repeat it. And maybe I will have you on my show as well. Let's see.
Yeah. Again, yeah, exactly. And have her on the show too as well. Has she ever been on your program?
Sorry?
Has Leslie been on your program ever?
I can understand, sorry.
No, has she been on your show, Leslie, Has Leslie been on your program? Leslie.
Leslie is joining every Wednesday the Wasteless World Talks. She's from the US as well. And this is a very special talks, which we called The Power of Touch. And we talk in
Eastern. What time do you guys do it Eastern?
We start at 12 o'clock Central European time, which is, if I'm not wrong, 6 a.m. for Leslie. But I am right now not sure where she is living in the US. So I think it's East time.
North Carolina. Carolina. So her time is 6 a.m. For me, it would be 4 a.m.
And we have someone from the US, Margaret, who joined me at 4 a.m. on Wednesday.
Wow. Good timing. Not for me, but maybe if one day I'm up, I can join and it'll be great. Is that recorded?
Yes, it is being recorded. It's 40 minutes. But I have another podcast which is called The Talks About Nothing. And it is in Czech as well, so as in English. And the Czechs about the talks about nothing are very interesting. In Czech, it resonates so strong. I have over 220 episodes already. I have there a president. I have there the chief of finances in Czech Republic, writers, and it's very interesting because you cannot prepare for this. There are no prepared questions. There is nothing prepared. And it's very interesting because if you step into this universe, which you don't know what you will talk about, you reveal yourself, your human being inside. And every single time, it's so interesting. I have there a crane operator, truck driver, so many people. And trust me, Omar, it's so fascinating. So that I started to do it in English as well. It's still at the beginning, the English version, but I hope I will develop it in the same way as I did the Czech one, because it is fascinating. It's recorded 40 minutes on Zoom again with video, and it's so great. I cannot say it's so great.
I was on your program too, and fascinating. We just came up with a topic and we talked about it. Amazing. Yeah, we need more people like that, and your idea of this kind of programming. And we got to get to know each other, you know. Hopefully Leslie will be on that program too. Bring her on, and we see how 40 minutes is not enough, as she said. But that's that's okay. You know, maybe you can try other platforms. But I think 40 minutes, you got to do two parts. That's why. That's why.
You know, I know that it's not enough. I know it, but one of the reasons it's for free. I don't use Zoom in a paid version, so that's one thing. But the second, we have a very special saying in Czech Republic. We say that it is best to end at the best time. So you should not go over this time. And you know, we have the discussion with Bill McLean and Kevin McKenzie every Wednesday as well. And this is 4 hours later, so 8 a.m. your time. And it's again, both of them are writers, futurists. And it's so fascinating because we discuss the same term as with Leslie in the noontime and the others. And it is so fascinating to talk because, as Bill says, the future is riding on the back of a language. And this is what we right now do. We write the future on the back of a language.
Amazing, amazing. With that, we're going to end the program here. Thank you to Michael Rada. Give us your last word or last sentence of the program. We learned a lot about you and what you like to eat and what you like to do, where you grew up. And please give us your last sentence or last word of the day before we end the closing.
As I said, be human. That's the most important one. And see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Michael. And we will be back next week with another wonderful person, I believe from Florida, and we'll be back in Serbia after that. Appreciate Michael. He might be back on our program, and we'll try to fix the mic, or we'll try to damage it more so you cannot hear us and we'll be speaking in alien language next time. So stay tuned, and we never know what we're going to happen. But as Michael said, be human. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you for whoever is going to be watching this later. You have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Thank you, Michael, and we will see you back again next Sunday in March. And with that, I would also say, please have your prayers with our guy Sadiq, who was on the show for AI. His dad passed away recently. Please pray for him and his family. And please do that. So thank you guys for being on the program. See you guys next time. Stay with me, Michael. Bye bye.